Do you know what attitude is? Hey, Jason here, and today's topic we're going to be breaking down attitude. And so this is what I was studying today. And remember, this is stuff that I use that helped me become successful and to where you see me today, from going from 600 plus pounds, barely able to walk, to where I'm traveling the world, now living in my fourth country. So what is attitude? And so in my study material today, it said your attitude is the composite of your thoughts, feelings, and actions, which in turn produces your results. And so for me, I like to really break down sentences. And so I was like, what are thoughts? Thoughts are our self-talk in our head. So like, are we talking negative to ourselves, or are we talking positive to ourselves? Because at the end of the day, you only have an attitude that's negative or positive. There's nothing else. And then feelings is our emotional state. Are we happy? Are we excited? Are we depressed? Are we sad? Are we irritated, agitated? Like, what is our emotional state? For me, I know my emotional state back in the day used to be really bad. I was most of the time just angry and didn't even realize it. And then our actions. Our actions are how active we are towards a goal. And so really think about that. If you have negative thoughts in your head and you're not feeling good, you're depressed all the time, you may be overworked or even burnt out. Like, be honest, that's an emotional state. You get burnt out from working hard. Are you going to be able to reach your results? Like, let's say if you have a business goal you want to reach, or you have a weight loss goal you want to reach, or if you want a relationship you want to try to get, you're not going to have much energy or time to push towards it. And so to get the results that we want, maybe we should focus on how to change our attitude instead of focusing on how to get closer to the results. Because from my personal experience, and I'm gonna share with you 3 different areas of my life, how changing my attitude changed each of those areas in my life significantly. And so attitude, the beauty about it is it gives us the ability to actually decide if something's negative or positive, but it also makes us decide if we're negative or positive that day. I remember times in the past I was very, very negative in life. You tell me the sky looked beautiful, and I tell you it looked like hell or something. Like, I was just a very negative person in that time, and I thought I had a positive attitude. And so as we go through this, make sure you're being honest with yourself, because only you can really answer these questions. Like, I'm gonna be honest with you about the areas in my life where I come from, but if you're not honest with yourself, you're not going to get any value from it. So make sure you're being honest with yourself on it. And so the 3 areas where I like to break down attitude in these 3 areas is my standards of life. Also, it's my standards for business, and even with the people that I get to know. If the people around me don't value these 3 standards, I don't let people around me. That's one of my real big sticklers now in life. And so those 3 areas are happiness, health, and wealth. And so let me break down to you in each one, between happiness, health, and wealth, of how my attitude was one way and how I started changing it to where it is now. And so with health, now I have the awareness of how to be healthy, meaning I didn't just reverse all of my illnesses by mistake. I did something in a very specific way, and I did it with a very specific intention and got a very specific result. Because my thoughts went from, oh, I'm sick, oh, I don't have energy, oh, I'm tired, oh, no one's here to help me, to how can I help myself? How can I be healthy today? How can I eat something healthier today? How can I make the healthiest decision today? And I literally start changing my thoughts to that. And then at first, my thoughts and emotions, they were not in cahoots together. They weren't fighting each other, because I was still like, oh, I want that hamburger. Why can't I eat a hamburger and be healthy? Oh, why can't I just eat this fried food and be healthy? And then as I just kept my thoughts going, my emotions started getting happy when I was eating some grapes. Like, man, these grapes are good. Eating some star fruit, eating rose apples off a tree, like eating a really delicious mango. Like, all of these things started changing. And then I woke up one day, I started getting healthier. And so all of that because I became aware, and I started changing my thoughts and stuff around that. And so, like, think about it. Like, if you've ever went on a diet or something like that and you didn't get the success that you want, really be honest with yourself right now. What were your thoughts around that diet? What were your thoughts when you were dieting? Were you like, oh, this food is nasty? Oh, I can't wait to get over this. Oh, I can't wait to hit a cheat day. Like, what were your thoughts around this? Because if you start catching these thoughts, you can start catching and start putting solutions to all of your problems, especially around health. And I'm living proof of that. And so now with happiness. Now, I'm not going to sit here and lie to you and act like, oh, I'm so happy. I'm living the greatest life ever. I am still sad. I am still in a sad state. I still miss Chantel day and night. It's still weird waking up not having her to me. It's still weird going to bed not telling her good night, I love you. Like, it's still weird not talking to her. So I'm not going to say that like, oh, I'm just so happy. However, I set aside time to have happy moments. It can be small moments, it can be little moments, it can be moments just to make my life easier. But those little moments I set aside to be happy. And so, like, one of the things I just recently did, if you've been watching my YouTube channel, you saw my shorts, I did a helicopter ride over parts of Johannesburg. It was amazing. Now I know that I want to ride helicopters a lot more. One of the things I did, I have laundry service, so I don't have to wash and fold my clothes. I don't have to worry about that. They pick them up on Wednesday and they drop it off to me on Friday. That makes me very happy. I have meal prep service. I don't like cooking anymore. Like, with it just being me, it's like I don't have the joy to cook anymore. So for me, just having the meal prep every Monday, they drop off a week's worth of food for me, and I can just throw it in the oven, and it's already portioned out what I eat. That makes me happy. Plus, it's plant-based food. It's minimum oil, so it's whole food plant-based. That makes me even happier. Now, I don't even have to go to the store and cook anymore. I just take the meals out of the fridge and warm them up. Other thing I do every 2 weeks, I do a manicure and pedicure. Hour and a half, I'm just getting pampered. I just sit there, let them do my feet, do my hands. I'm either listening to a book with headphones, or I'm listening to music, just in my zone, happy. Like, those little moments. And so, like, you may be like, oh, okay, well, Jason, that's cool, but how's that really gonna make you happy long term? Really think about this. And this is something none of us, at least no one that I know personally, was taught to understand this part of grieving. If you start focusing on little moments of happiness and just build up on them, there is going to come a day that you're going to wake up and you have more moments built up of happiness than you do of sadness. Meaning, you're naturally not going to be as sad because you have all these moments of happiness built up. Like, I don't know where I'm going to be a month from now, but I know a month from now I'm going to be happier than I am from when I'm recording this video. And a year from now, I'm going to be even way happier than when I recorded this video. 5 years from now, who knows? But I know as long as I keep having these little moments, I'm going to be happier. And so really think about that and see how it can actually play some parts in your life of just becoming happier. And just focusing on those little moments. And it don't have to be anything big. And then the last one is wealth. So now, I was not a trust fund baby. And hey, some days I wish I was, and some days I'm like, when you hear about trust fund baby, I'm like, okay, I'm kind of glad I wasn't. But I wasn't that, and I'm gonna just be honest with you. You know, I'm the youngest of 3 boys. My mom was a single mother raising us. Our fathers wasn't around. She didn't have help. She was doing what she had to do to be able to provide for us and survive. And not saying like we were living on the streets, because we were living a nice life. However, you know, she was working, and it's probably like most people who grew up in my generation, moms and dads were too. They were out there working. They were out there trying to provide, trying to give us that middle class life, give us that dream that they couldn't have, so that we can have something a little easier. So there wasn't time or opportunity to teach me about money. And I don't even know if she even had the time to learn about it, because she had to just start working. She was providing. She was taking care of three young men. Like, I can't imagine how difficult that is and the stress of that. And like, people see, like, I'm very selfish. Like, I'm not having kids anytime soon. So like, I'm a selfish person. Like, so I can't imagine what type of stress that any parent is under. put it that way. And so because of that, it gave me the perception that, okay, maybe some things, it's like puberty. You hit a certain age, you hit puberty, your voice get deeper, you become more sexually aroused, stuff like that. I was like, oh, I hit a certain age, and then I'll start understanding finances. I start knowing how to budget and stuff like that, because I didn't learn it in school. So I figured it must be something that you just figure it out once you hit a certain age. And that type of thinking, it left me to waking up one day and having payday loans. And I remember I was like, I don't want to live like this. I do not want to be somebody having payday loans month to month and stuff like this, or car title loans. And so I was like, I got to change. I got to start doing something different. And I remember the first thing I did to change, it was a very simple, just bought a little bucket, and it was just putting any excess change in there and putting like $1 a day in there for the whole year. Finished that, it was like $4,500, something like that. And it felt great. It was like a victory. It was a win. It was like, whoa, I did this. Like, I did this. And it made me feel great. And that made me want to start going deeper and deeper into learning more about money. And that's when I started learning more, hiring mentors, learning from rich people. I'm going to be honest with you. I learned a lot from millionaires and billionaires. They have more money than me. They can teach me. So it's like, obviously, I need to listen to some of the things they say do. And within reason and within my financial means, do what I can do towards getting what I want, my goals. And so that just shows you in those 3 areas. And like, remember, these 3 areas are my standards of living and business, everything I do in life now, which is happiness, health, and wealth. And just from changing my attitude around those 3 areas, you see me today, I'm living in South Africa. I'm in Johannesburg. I'm on the 17th floor. Wish you could see the beautiful night scenery out there and the sunset that you just missed. However, but this show just living proof. Like, if you start changing your attitude towards stuff, your life is going to change. And really think about it. If this is something that you've never heard before, maybe you should try it out. And so, just if you want to go deeper into this, just make sure you listen to The Strangest Secret by Earl Nightingale. Now, if you want, it should be on my channel now. I uploaded it today. You can just search in my channel for The Strangest Secret and the video will pop up. Or just go into the YouTube search and type in The Strangest Secret by Earl Nightingale, and it'll pop up. And my recommendation, listen to it at least twice a day. I prefer in the mornings and at night, but do it whatever time that fits you and however it fits you. But really set out the time to do it. If you're not going to set a time for your life, no one's going to set out their time for your life either. And if you really want to go deep into it and you really want to challenge and push yourself, I recommend listening to it for the next 2 days, twice a day. And then after that second day, just leave a comment on the bottom of the video and let me know how much more or how much growth you feel like you understand now, or what was the biggest aha moment from you from watching it for those 2 consecutive days in a row. And so have a great day, and I'll see you tomorrow.